Let me start with a little bit of my background before I get into the program and why the program came about and ultimately how it works. I am long-winded, so you may want to grab your favorite drink and a notepad and a pen that writes and take some notes. So going back to the early 2000s, I actually started my online career in the mid 1990s when there was bulletin boards back in the AOL dial-up days. I was on bulletin boards, and fast forward to the early 2000s, Google AdWords came about. In fact, if you did any kind of research on Google's revenue per year, the majority of its billions upon billions upon billions of revenue each year is based on AdWords. AdWords is pretty simple. If you've ever been to Google and did a search, there's ads across the top and ads on the right side. And people bid for those spots based on the keywords / traffic of how many people ultimately are searching for any particular keyword. Now there's short tail keywords and long tail keywords. A short tail keyword would be something like Bitcoin. And a long tail keyword would be how to set up a Bitcoin wallet. What is the best decentralized wallets to set up? Those are a string of words. They call it long tail. So if you think about any niche anywhere out there, not just in the United States, but around the world, for instance, in New Zealand, they have a specific fruit that's only grown in New Zealand. There's probably not going to be much search traffic here in the United States, people searching for that fruit. But in New Zealand and or Australia, that's going to be a keyword that, or that fruit, or things around that fruit, such as how to make X fruit pie, right? Or how to make flavored liqueur with X fruit. There's so many different keywords. Now, to break it down, what Google AdWords really is, and which you really may not know, maybe you know, is how many times you're searching on Google for so many different things and topics. Whenever those ads come up, the people who got started and learned Google AdWords in the early days made a fortune because there wasn't a lot of people who were involved with AdWords. Therefore, the price to get those advertising spots across the top and along the side were very inexpensive. As more and more people became online, especially businesses, they like AdWords pricing kept going up and up and up. Well, I got started in 2002-ish, 2003, and I built a 2 million email list in the personal development and network marketing MLM space from 2002-ish to 2008. And I just was kind of stumbling along, doing okay, obviously, to generate 2 million leads over that period of time, spending quite a bit of money on advertising, and was extremely profitable. And then in 2008, I switched to a new niche. It was the real estate niche. I had the foresight where people were starting to have foreclosed homes. And I know that when you have foreclosure on your credit report, it's going to be difficult for you to get back into a home. You're probably going to want to do a rent-to-own home, or how to do a lease purchase home, or how to find an investor to buy my home. These are all long tail keywords, and there wasn't a lot of traffic back in 2008 around that, because leading up to 2008, they called it the sign and drive real estate market. You really didn't have to have but just a signature, a couple of documents, and they let you have up to 100% financing. And then ultimately, we know that the market crashed and credit crunch happened. They said the banks were too big to fail. So I built an email list in that space of the rent-to-own home space of 10 million leads in just 4 short years, from 2008 to 2012. 2012, I took my company public to the stock exchange. It was an internet marketing affiliate company I took to the stock exchange. Now, when I was generating those leads, I was generating them because I was offering a free rent-to-own home listings, where investors had purchased big lots of properties or tapes of properties from banks, and they were looking to do rent-to-own home deals or lease purchase deals. So I started buying the keywords rent-to-own homes in Atlanta, where I am at, or all these different cities across the United States. And when I generated that lead, I told the lead, in order to work with an investor, you really need to get a copy of your credit report. So Google AdWords can be done with affiliate marketing or just a regular company that's looking to make sales from their website or generate leads for their sales team, or they have a service they want to sell. But I specialized in affiliate marketing. So I generated these leads, and I told these leads that they needed to get a copy of their credit report. So I signed up as an affiliate with Experian, the nation's largest credit reporting company. There, they offered a free trial, a 7-day free trial to get a free copy of your credit report and or score. They own the two assets online, freecreditreport.com and freecreditscore.com. So when I drove traffic to their site and told my leads they needed to get a copy of their credit report and score so they know and can be educated when I connected them with an investor or a list of rent-to-own homes where they were going to be contacting the owner or the investor, they need to know what's on their credit report and score. Experian gave me $35 per lead. In other words, $35 per person who pulled out that credit card and paid a 7-day free trial. And then obviously I started brainstorming and said, well, what else can I offer these leads? Now that I delivered the free list of homes, they got a copy of their credit report and score. I said, well, let me just send an email to this list of people and ask them if they have a credit score below 620, which more than 50% of the people who have credit files in the country had a credit score less than 620 when the credit crunch happened and all those foreclosures, people were losing their jobs. It was awful. So I ended up directing that traffic of people who told me they had a score below 620 to the nation's largest credit repair company, which is Lexington Law out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And when they signed up, my leads signed up for their credit repair program, Lexington Law paid me $100 per conversion. At the end, when I took my company public, when I started transitioning out of the company to a team was much smarter than me to be able to deal with investors and public relations and the SEC and all that stuff. I was giving Experian 110,000 free credit report and score trials per year, and they were giving me $35 each. I was giving Lexington Law 25,000 credit repair clients per year, and they were giving me $100. And then I continued on, and if somebody had more than $10,000 of debt, I sent them to a debt consolidation company. And if they had too much debt and they were too far gone with their credit, Lexington Law couldn't help them, then I'd send the lead over to a bankruptcy attorney. So I just kept offering and offering different things to help people who just didn't know where to go. From the $1 I would spend on Google AdWords, getting back to the advertising at the top and advertising on the side, I received $4 back, 400% on my advertising spend over a 6-week period of time. Now, the reason that's important, because it ties into this program, I couldn't first of all, I didn't have enough money to buy all the search traffic that was available at that time. And over the years, I just wasn't wealthy enough. So I went to a few of my friends and I said, I'll tell you what, let me borrow, do a private loan of $10,000. Let me use your money all month long. And then on the 15th of the following month, I'll give you 50% on your money because I have a very sound business model. My friend said, tell me a little bit about your business model. So I shared with him what I'm doing. Back then, I shared what I just shared with you guys. But I didn't tell him what the offers were. I didn't tell him what the exact keywords were, just a few. And he lent me 10 grand. I got to use that 10 grand 5 times before I ever had to use him. So I had $50,000 of buying power. The reason that's significant is because when I gave those leads to Experian and the person pulled out their credit card and got the 7-day free trial, but all week long, at the end of Friday, the cycle ended. And Experian gave me all of those $35 per conversion the next Tuesday. So I got to use all that money again for the next week and the next week and the next week. 5 times before I had to pay my friend $5,000, 50% on his $10,000. And I was making, over that 6-week period of time, $4 for every dollar I spent of his. So that started this type of program that you're going to be introduced to here shortly, and the concept of it, which enabled me to do very well, take my company public to the stock exchange. And in 2015, I transitioned out of the company, out of the publicly traded company, and retired. Took 30 vacations in 24 months. 2017, unfortunately, my whole life changed. I was a walking dead man. I had 9 arteries that were 90% blocked. So I had to have open bypass surgery, and that put me down for 6 months. Then I got divorced shortly after that. So at the end of the day, I've been involved with this type of business I'm going to share with you behind the scenes. Of course, many other things, because I have other opportunities and other streams of income. And I've done trading, I've done crypto trading, I've done Forex trading, I've done just real estate investing in general. And I've done several high-risk, high-reward programs, which some of you guys may have been in the past, this past year, like COTP, Often, Medify Yielders, Grin Miners, and there's many more. Those are just the ones that I lost quite a bit of money on in those programs. You know, the ones where you can double your money in like 23 days, 3% a day. So I've been in those. I've lost multiple 6 figures in those. So this program is based off of the concept I just shared with you. Along my journey from 2002 with Google AdWords, a lot has changed. There's still Google AdWords. However, Facebook came on the scene. 2004, 2006 is when I got involved with Facebook. And in about 2008, I started doing advertising with Facebook as well. It wasn't just Google AdWords. And then you have high traffic today you got TikTok. You also have Twitter that has advertising. I don't think it did back in 2007 or 8. But there's high traffic websites like the Drudge Report. Whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, there are high traffic political websites that offer advertising. You can buy the advertising space there. There are high traffic news sites like the Drudge Report, CNN.com, FoxNews.com. And they're not just those I mentioned here in the United States that were pretty much birthed. There are these popular high news traffic websites in all the major countries around the world as well. So if you think about it, there's an endless, limitless amount of traffic that people are searching for search terms on a daily basis in all those different mediums I just mentioned. Now, just as I didn't have enough money or enough credit to buy all the traffic that I wanted, and I started a loan program, I shared this with a few other people in the space, because I had met some people. Even one of my mentors in that space is a lot younger than me, that was spending a lot more money than me. I was only spending $2.5 million a year. He was spending $2.5 million a month 15 plus years ago. Well, his group has expanded, and I met others along the journey. And when I got out of the space in 2012 to 2015, I took some of my own money and put it in their programs, because who wouldn't, at double-digit % returns per month, passively not having to do anything, right? So I diversify, which I believe everybody should do. And you should never put more money in than you can afford to lose in anything. And I'll talk about the risk here as well here shortly. But overall, I've been investing with this group that I worked with, and that group has expanded with lots of other people, and now they're a pretty big conglomerate, stretching in multiple big countries around the world that search for different topics, different trends, as I mentioned, using the example of the fruit in New Zealand. And I went to them earlier this year and I said, I have a large audience in a few different spaces. One particular is investing, passive income, how to make money online, passive stuff without having to really get your hands in and get dirty. Like, I've used EAs in trading before. You really have to understand those and you have to play with the settings and understand the market. So a lot of people lost money in that. I've had people who have followed me, believe in me, trust me, that have lost money in things that I've recommended, and they've also made money. I have the heart. I'm the kind of person that has the heart that cares about people. I'm okay financially. I can do what I want, when I want, with whom I want, whenever I want. I mostly travel around the world again, spend time all over the place. But it breaks my heart when I see people lose. I can't do anything about somebody putting more money into a program they can afford to lose. I can't do anything about that. But I can do everything that I can that's possible to put people on the right track like I've done and make sure people understand you're going to have some losers along the way, but you only need a winner or two to overcome all those losses and then some. So I went to these guys and I said, I know your program that you offer, similar to how I did it many years ago. It takes multiple six figures to get started. Well, I have a group of people that need to get started in something that's stable and more certain than what they've been doing and a few things I've tested in the past. Can you guys afford to pay out 25% per month based on all of your ad campaigns? And the reason I went to them with this is because most people, they want to get started small. Now, the program starts with 550 USDT. It's not dollars. It's not any kind of fiat currency. It's crypto. Crypto is the name of the program, CryptoProgram. However, it's just the means to get in and out of your loan package, if you will. So they said, we don't want to deal with the retail masses. And I said, I enjoy dealing with the retail masses. I enjoy setting people free financially. I enjoy helping people along their journey. So how about I become the project manager to help you create the site? I know a few programs where I really think they have a solid marketing plan and pay plan in terms of as an affiliate or referral plan, because it's not MLM. It's not network marketing at all. It's just a simple two-tier referral program. So I made it very simple. I modeled it after another program that I'm not invested in. I like the pay plan, so I modeled it after it, and you'll learn more about that here shortly. They said, well, as long as we don't have to deal with the customer service and you can train up some customer service people, as long as you project manage a site with a team of developers and web guys and gals who can do it, make it look nice, and then you can be rewarded as the quote unquote super affiliate. I said, okay, let's do it. So this team of people are anonymous. I know them and I've known them for years and I've had my money with them for many, many years. And yes, my original money, it gets more than 25%. But they rolled this out at 25% USDT per month. It's crypto. So what they do is they convert the crypto that you purchase a package with. A package is 550 USDT. 50 of the USDT goes into the referral program, and I'll talk about that in a moment. The other 500 USDT is your original capital crypto that goes into their campaigns. They got to convert it on their own when they receive it in their wallet from crypto to fiat, because then they got to pay wherever they're advertising in different major countries around the world, whether it's the high traffic news sites, whether it's AdWords, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. That's one I was thinking of. I was stumbling there. Wherever they're going to advertise, whatever niches they advertise in, that's where the funds go. Now, people often ask me, how long can this go? How long can it sustain itself? Well, there's a few answers to that. The first is, as long as nobody pulls the plug on the internet, there's going to be people searching on the internet and going to these high traffic sites. Second, as long as there's all these different topics and niches out there, whoever knows the advertising space the best is going to dominate, because of the way Google's algorithm works, Facebook algorithm works, and even the news spots that you pay for or the advertising spots you pay for on the high traffic news websites. There's like 8 billion plus people in the world, and not everyone is on the internet. And even if you exclude some of the third world countries where they don't even have access to the internet, and you see what Elon Musk is doing with Starlink, giving more and more people access to it, that just means more and more people are going to get introduced to these search sites like Google, which means there's more searching going on pretty much every single month as more and more people come on board. So I don't anticipate it going away anytime soon. Another case in point, another answer I like to provide so people really understand and put it in perspective. In early 2019, COVID wasn't even here. But if you go to Google now and type in anything related to COVID testing, COVID test areas, COVID, what are the symptoms of COVID, what herbs or minerals and vitamins to take for COVID, and blah. I mean, those are just a few. Those search terms weren't even on the radar in early 2019. It wasn't until like December 2019, early 2020-ish, I think, and then boom, everybody was searching it. So there's new trends, is my point, that pop up based on world events all the time. Plus, there's new companies coming online with their websites, and they don't know how to advertise. They're not experts in advertising. So they hire people like the people I know to generate the leads for them and pay them on a cost per action, or pay them for the leads for their sales team to be able to call them. There's so many different ways. Plus, as long as emails are getting delivered into your inbox and my inbox, when they get a conversion and generate a lead, it goes into their email marketing systems. Notice I said systems because they have multiple in order to send out tens and tens upon hundreds of millions of email addresses that they have. They can press a button. A company can come to them and say, hey, I want you to drop 100,000 emails to your list that's targeted for whatever niche, camping equipment, survival gear. Just pick a topic. They have so many that they've generated leads for. That person, that company might drop $5,000, $10,000. And that's just like gravy money to them because they already have the lead. They have the relationship with them, and they just take the email that the company wants them to send out. They put it in their system, and it goes out at 7, 8, 9 a.m. the next morning, and they just made 5, 10, 20, 50 grand. I mean, influencers do it on Instagram and TikTok, right? They just build up a big audience, and YouTube as well. Actually, I just got hit up in my own personal inbox because people are seeing my face now on YouTube, and they're saying, "Hey, would you pay me to do a video for you on how the program works?" And I'll do a video for $300 or $500 because I have a big audience of 100, 250,000, 500,000. So this is what these guys do. It's not going to go away anytime soon. They already have raised tons and tons of money privately. Takes 6+ figures to get started. So the program was birthed through this concept I just shared with you. It has nothing to do with trading. It has nothing to do with commodities. It has nothing to do with volatile markets, which is another reason why it's very sustainable. Do they lose money is a question I get often. Yeah. When you start a new niche, you have to dedicate advertising dollars and be willing to lose those dollars to be able to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So they do that. They set a small budget, they test, and either they abandon it because it's costing too much to acquire a lead and get paid than the money they're paying out. But if they get the numbers where you put in $1, you get $1.10 out, or you put in $1 and over the next 30, 60, 90 days, you get $3 out or $2.50 out. I think you can see now how easy it is for them to be able to pay out consistently 25 USDT on their crypto per month. So that's an overview of where I came from, how I got involved in this industry, got out of the industry, and then reconnected simply because I'm an investor myself into their private program. And masterminding with them, I helped birth the program for them. Now, when we started and launched in June, which is June 12th exactly, I only offered it privately to my audience. My audience had taken a beating earlier this year on a few different things. They had a few wins as well. But they knew me, they liked me, and they still trusted me. So they went in. Everybody got all different types of package quantities, from one package to 5 to 10, 25, 50, 100. Some have hundreds. They started June 12th. Here's how the program works. So it started June 12th. We're about to hit the 7th month. We're 6.5 months in, and we're still here. Some of those other programs, we're lucky if we got 30 days out of them on some of them, like Grin Miners, and others went for 3 months or 4 months, and none of them are still here. They were the pump and dump scam ones, Ponzi schemes that really weren't doing what they said. In order for a program to sustain itself for any period of time, they got to have some substance behind it. So now it's been launched to the public. Those that got started with me June 12th, they've already cycled 6 times. So do the math. Just 4 cycles every 30 days at 25% means their original USDT has already come back to them. Now they're 2 more cycles in, so that means they're up in profit 50% USDT. Of course, lots of those people got more packages along their journey. So I like to share, as far as the risk goes, there's 2 that make it a very low risk. The first I already shared with you, the type of business it is. They only lose a little bit of money when they test a new campaign. When it works, they flood it with as much money as they continue to do it. And they keep expanding on niche after niche after niche after niche. That's what diversifies their advertising, and don't put it all into one thing and then it goes away. Second, when you get started with 550 USDT, 50 goes to the referral program, which I'm still going to talk about that. The 500 USDT is yours, stays in the program. As long as it stays in the program, for the first cycle is 32 days. You receive 25% USDT, which is 125 USDT. So simple math. Month 1 is the biggest risk. 100% of your USDT is at risk. After 32 days, you're paid 25% of that 500 USDT, which is 125 USDT. That means your risk in month number 2, the next cycle is not 32 days, it's 30 days. It drops another 25%, and now you're only at risk 50% on your original package or packages. As you continue, now you're half risk. By the 3rd month, you only have 25% risk. So within 4 months, you basically have 0 risk at the end of the 4th cycle. You can just let it ride. You could wait until you have it all back and then start your risk over again and buy 1 more package. Totally fine. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not here to tell you what strategy to use, how much of your USDT. That's entirely up to you. But the program was put together where the risk drops month by month. We have 6.5 months already in. 2 more weeks will be our 7th cycle that people are getting started with from the very beginning. Doesn't matter where you get started. It's important just to get started and diversify. Now the referral program is simple. 50 USDT per package, whether you get started with 1 or 5. If you get started with 5 packages, it's 550 USDT times 5. 50 times 5, which is 250 USDT, goes into the referral program. So simple math there as well. If you refer someone, at the time they purchase their package that day, whichever day, today, they purchase their package. Let's use simple math, one package, 550. They're not going to get paid their 125 USDT until 32 days later. But today, because you referred them, you get instant gratification because 50 USDT is put right into the referral portion of the program, and you, as the referrer, receive 25 USDT of the 50. Now, if somebody referred you, they receive 6.25 USDT. Add 25 and 6.25 up, that's 31.25 USDT. Subtract that from the original 50 USDT that the person paid day one. That leaves 28.5 USDT that goes into the advertising program that they get to use all month long and make their profits on, because next month, when your referral cycles 32 days later, they receive 125 USDT, that's their 25%, and you receive 15 USDT, and the person that referred you earns 6.25. So it's very simple to run the numbers. It's a sustainable referral program. I know of a program that's in the trading space that kind of we modeled this off of to get their payout similar, except this one pays, the crypto program pays residuals, the other one doesn't, and the other one in March, they stop the referral program altogether. They also say they pay out 22.5% per month, or they say up to 22.5% per month. And I was just told by a few people that I know that are in that program, even though I passed on that program because it's based off of trading and I didn't want to be involved in that again. They said they didn't receive but half of 22.5% because it's trading and the trader's not trading much this month. Well, as you know, this month of December is one of the highest traffic months in the world of all 12 months, because people are searching for, they're going Christmas shopping online. They're shopping for all sorts of stuff. So there's so much search traffic in this month. And then, of course, the trend changes. Everybody's shopping on how to lose weight from the holidays in January and February, and gym memberships. So it's a cycle. And when you master it, you can sustain your profits month after month after month. And this program has been going on now for almost 2 decades. Me personally involved with it almost a decade, and they decided to finally have an online version of it. So they're really paying out up to almost, excuse me, 30% when you break down the 25 USDT, the 6.25, if they have to pay out the 2 levels when somebody gets started, the 2 tiers, and then obviously the residuals that go on afterwards. It works out to be almost 30. So they're making a lot more than 30% to be able to pay that out. You can personally refer as many people as you want. You're paid daily based on the people that you purchase, that you refer, and if they refer someone, then you're paid your tier 2 daily. Now, daily simply means sometime before midnight, all of today's transactions will be paid out. It might dip into just past midnight once everybody's in for midnight, but you're paid out within usually a couple hours after midnight if it's a referral. Usually in the mornings, the regular monthly residuals, that 25%, is usually paid out sometime after midnight, which makes it morning time, Eastern Standard Time. The system's automated, which is really cool. You create an account, you set up your 2-factor authentication. Of course, you set up an account through whoever referred you. Set up your 2-factor authentication. Then you go to your profile and you add your decentralized wallet. Now, the reason the decentralized wallet is extremely important is because the automation is built off of decentralized wallets only. Here's why. If you have a Coinbase or a Kraken or a a Binance or any kind of even Crypto.com, which says it has decentralized wallets. It doesn't. Even if you create accounts from there, they're centralized, meaning when you put in a request to send from any one of those I just mentioned, Binance has a couple dozen company wallets. So even though your funds might be called decentralized, sitting in your own wallet, when you press the button to send the funds, they actually send it from their company wallets. Check the blockchain. Anytime you send something to maybe another one of your wallets and test if what I'm saying is true. It doesn't come from your actual wallet. It comes from theirs. Obviously, the way the programming works in our site, you can't figure out every single wallet address by every single exchange. But so the way the automation works is when you log into your profile, you set up a decentralized wallet such as Trustpilot, Exodus, MetaMask, which are true decentralized wallets. When you send funds from those wallets, it comes from that wallet and you can see it clearly on the blockchain, or Etherscan, I should say, Ether's network. So the programming is set that step one, you set up your decentralized wallet where the funds are coming from. Step two is you put in your order for your packages, one or more, no cap on how many that you can buy. Then the system gives you the wallet address to send to. Then you send the funds to that wallet based on how many packages. Within 10 to 15 minutes, as long as it's sent from a decentralized wallet, the system will find your address that you sent from on the Etherscan ledger and immediately convert your package from pending to active status. And then it triggers, if somebody referred you, how much they're earned for a referral commission, and if somebody referred them, how much they earn on tier 2. Then it sets in your profile, in your payment package area, the date that you're due your 25%. It's that simple. It's completely hands-off. There's nothing else for you to do other than wait until you're paid out. It's truly being passive here. Don't have to download an app. Don't have to do anything. There's nothing to monitor other than put the date that the system says you're due to be paid out on your calendar to pop up to check your wallet, because like clockwork for 6.5 months, it's been paying out on time. Now, mind you, the people that trusted me in the very, very beginning, we didn't have a site. It was pre-launch, if you will, and they trusted me that I would log on a spreadsheet, which I did, their name, email, the date, and the amount of packages they purchased, and the date 32 days later that they're due to be paid out. That was on one tab. The next tab, when 32 days came later, I had to copy that information over and mark them as paid for cycle number 1, and then who was connected to them as a referral for tier 1 and tier 2. It was eating up my time. As much as I wanted to help everyone, the more I kept telling people that I knew in my audience about this, the more work I put on myself, as you can imagine, plus managing the whole development team and web page team, guys and gals, pushing them to get this done, which nothing in the technology world ever gets done on time. It took 5.5 months, I think, 5 months, when it was only supposed to take maximum 90 days, 3 months. So I had to almost slow it down until everybody just don't refer more people right now. I'm putting in hours of my time here, and this is not what I signed up for. Fortunately, we've launched the site, so all those painful moments and the worry that people couldn't even see their accounts, they just had to message me, Ed, I just bought another package, but I forget how many I have, but they trusted me. And here we are 6.5 months later, have a fully automated site that's scalable to whatever amount of people you want to refer and help to have a nice passive income. Or You don't even have to. There's no force of doing that. Just purchase your own packages and sit back and relax and go on and do whatever you want to do. So that's an overview of the program, how I broke into the industry, how I got out of the industry because of it, because I retired. Without Google AdWords and learning the online advertising space, I wouldn't have taken my company public. I wouldn't have networked with some of the leading experts in the advertising space from the early pioneer days. And I'm glad that some of them are my friends, because this opportunity now can be brought to you guys without having to spend multiple six figures to get started.